Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be showing you how to decorate some cupcakes. So obviously for this you'll need some cupcakes. So I've got 12 chocolate ones here. Now there is a recipe on my channel already for vanilla cupcakes and the chocolate recipe is actually coming very soon, so be sure to subscribe for that. Then of course you'll need some buttercream. So my buttercream recipe was posted last week if you want to check that video out. It'll show you exactly how to make the perfect vanilla buttercream. Now my buttercream recipe makes enough to pipe on top of 12 cupcakes, but I'm only going to be showing you how to decorate 6 today. But if you do have 12, then you could just either duplicate the designs that I'm showing you, or you could freestyle based on the techniques I've shown. Okay, so once you've got your buttercream ready, we're going to divide it between 3 bowls, because for this design we're going to be using 3 different colours. Obviously you don't have to use 3 colours, it really depends on what look you're going for, but for this design we're going to be using 3. Okay, and then you want to grab your food colouring. So I'm using a pink here from Colour Milk called Rose, as well as a minty green colour called Tiffany, and yellow as well. Now these are quite concentrated colours, so you'll only need a couple of drops, especially because we're going for a pastel kind of tone as well. Okay, and then you just want to grab a spoon for each bowl and thoroughly mix in the colours into each buttercream. Next you want to grab 3 piping bags and your 3 nozzles. So for this tutorial we're going to be using 3 different types of nozzles. So the first one you'll need is this open star tip, as well as a more closed star tip, then this more spiky one which I believe is called a French star piping tip. Okay, and then it's time to pop your nozzles into your piping bag. So to do that, you just want to cut off the end of your piping bag, just enough so that the tip of the nozzle pokes out the end of the piping bag. Maybe cut a little bit first if you're unsure, just because if you cut off too much then it'll just fall straight through. So cut off a little bit and then put your nozzle in and see how well it fits for size. So as you can see, we've cut off just enough amount of the piping bag so that the nozzle pokes out. Then you just want to do the same with all your other piping bags. Okay, and then it's time to fill them. So I've actually got this little piping bag holder here that I got from Lakeland, but you could also use a glass or a mug here, if it's like a tall one to hold your piping bag for you. Just anything that makes it a bit easier. And then just start filling them. Then you just want to take it out and squeeze all of the buttercream down to the end of the piping bag. Then you want to twist the top and place aside and do the same with the rest of your icing. Okay, now all my 3 colours are ready and bagged. Just going to pop them aside and we're going to get started on the fondant decorations. So for these fondant toppers we're going to be rolling out just a small ball of fondant, and I've just used a piece of parchment to roll it out on so that it doesn't stick, but you could also use a sprinkling of icing sugar. So I tend to roll it out quite thin because I find it's just a bit nicer to have it a bit thinner, not too heavy on top of the cupcake. And then I'm just using a small 5cm cutter to cut out 2 circles. Then I'm just going to take this Happy Birthday embosser, which I actually got from Etsy. You can find loads of different designs on Etsy for these. And then I'm going to press down quite firmly just to emboss it nice and evenly. And I do actually do 2 of these. Even though my box of 6 design only features 1 Happy Birthday decoration, I like to do 2 just in case one tears or breaks. Then I've just got these number embossers which I got from PME. Obviously they have all the different numbers, and for this one I did 24. So I just placed the 2 and the 4 in the right place. I got them the wrong way around first time round, nearly said 42. Then you just want to do the same as last time and press down firmly into the fondant. Then I'm taking a much smaller cutter and I'm just going to cut that out. And I'm also using the fluted side to give more of a scalloped effect. Then I'm just going to do another one just in case it tears or cracks. This does obviously make enough for 12 cupcakes if you're going to do a box of 12. As you see in the end, I only did 6. So you could double if you just want to play it safe, or if you want enough for 12. Then I've got these mini letter embossers, which I think I got from Sweet Stamp. They do a whole range of different embossers. But these ones are really good because obviously you can spell out any sort of message you like, and they're really small as well, so they fit perfectly for cupcakes. So I've just selected the letters B, E, T and H because these were for my friend called Beth. And then I'm just going to press each one into the fondant next to each other very carefully and cut it out with the same small fluted cutter. And again I'm making a spare one. And then we have the satisfying part where we get to pull away the excess fondant. And actually, because I rolled it out on parchment paper, they didn't stick at all or really tear, so that was really good. As you can see, that's what they look like. And now it's time to paint them gold. So you just want to grab some gold luster dust, obviously an edible kind, make sure it's edible, and then some rejuvenator spirit, or you could use some alcohol like vodka, any clear alcohol, or some lemon juice also works as well. And a small food brush. I'm using this one from Wilton. Then you just want to pour some of your dust into the lid, and we're going to grab our rejuvenator spirit and do a few drops until you get a nice runny pink consistency. So as you can see, mine was still a bit too powdery, so I'm just going to add a bit more. Okay, now it's more of a loose consistency. I'm going to start painting with it. So I'm just going to paint the embossed parts of the fondant just to make the message stand out a bit more. Then just keep doing this with each of your fondant toppers. Okay, so that is the last of the fondant decorations, so now it's time to start piping. So you want to grab your piping bag, and I'm actually starting with the blue colour, which is in the closed star tip. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pipe small little gems almost of each one. So you just want to press down from the top of the piping bag and form 3 little blobs of icing in a row. Then we're going to do the same again with our yellow piping bag, which has the spiky tip, and it's going to produce a slightly different version of this gem effect. And then with the pink, which has the open star nozzle, we're going to do the same thing again, just pressing down from the top of the piping bag firmly until we have 2 little gems. Okay, so this is a close-up of our first design. Okay, so for the second design, we're going to try a few different effects with the piping bags. So we're going to start with the pink, which is in the open star tip, and we're going to do a small rosette. Then we're going to do a similar style to before and just do a piped gem. And then with the yellow, we're going to do a sort of rope swirl. So we're going to swirl the piping bag in circular motions going across the cupcake to give this nice swirly effect. And then with the minty green shade, we're just going to pipe little gems again to fill the gaps. Okay, so for design 3, we're going to do a similar thing to design 1 where we pipe gems, but instead of piping a short gem, we're going to hold the piping bag a bit longer so more buttercream falls out and it creates more of a ruffled effect. Then to mix up, we're just going to grab our pink piping bag and we're going to do a rosette like we did in our previous cupcake. So we're simply just going to swirl in an anti-clockwise motion. Then we're just going to grab our yellow and pipe little gems to fill the gaps. Okay, so for cupcake number 4, we're not actually going to make it too decorative because this is the one that's going to have a happy birthday fondant message on top. So we're just going to pipe little gems around the outside, which will give it a nice border. And then we're going to pipe a dollop of our pink and blue just so it has something extra to stick to. Then just grab your happy birthday fondant and press it lightly on top. with the pink, we're just going to go backwards and forwards with the piping nozzle to create this ruffled line. And then we're going to repeat the same technique with our other piping nozzles just to create a colourful textured effect. And don't worry if there's any gaps between your icing, because we're going to be adding a fondant topper to this one as well. So we're just going to grab one of our small toppers and place it on gently. Okay, so for our final cupcake, we're just going to be using techniques we used previously. So we're just going to pipe small swirls going in anti-clockwise motion with our yellow piping bag. Then with our pink, we're just going to pipe little gems. Then to fill the gap, I'm just going to pipe a small rosette with the mint green shade. And then just to finish it off, we're going to add our little fondant decoration as well. And then I've chosen to present these in a little cupcake box. So I tend to organise these by putting the happy birthday in the middle and then the other messages diagonally opposite, and then filling the gaps alternatively with the other cupcakes. And then this is what the finished cupcakes look like when they all come together. So hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I'll be back next week with another video. Thanks for watching, bye!